Hi, this is Tammy, and this is my booktube channel, Believe in Yourself. And today I have a special video called Reading Like Betty White, and I'm going to try to do one of these videos once a month where I pick a celebrity that I really am interested in or love, or a family member, and I'm going to pick several books by that person loved to read or is one of their favorites. And I'm going to go ahead and read them and then let you know a few weeks later what I thought about the books. And I'm starting with Betty White because she's just wonderful. So I have 5 books here that I'm going to be reading in February, in addition to the books that were on my pile of possibilities video. So the 5 books that I have, I'm not going to tell you much about them. You've heard probably about most of them, if not a lot of them. The first one is The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. And isn't that a pretty cover? So what she said about that was, I have 43 Oz-related books. Back when I was a girl, we'd go camping in the high Sierras, carrying a bare minimum of supplies because we transported them on muleback. My dad always made room for a couple of Oz books. So that's the one I'm going to start with. The next book that I'm going to read by her, you can't see from the cover because there's no title on the cover, but this is by Emily Bronte, Wuthering Heights. And this book was given to me by my daughter Katie, and this is the version from 1930. Now, what Betty White said about Wuthering Heights was, let me find my quote, I know it's obvious, but I'm an incurable romantic, and I love rereading this novel. The next book that I'm going to read that she loves is On the Beach by Nevil Shute. I have read this several times, and if you like post-apocalyptic books, survival stories, which this isn't one, so I guess maybe this isn't one you'd want to read for a survival story, but it's a post-apocalyptic book, and the whole world has come to an end. There were all the bombings and chemicals released, and everybody's dead except the people down in Australia. It hasn't quite got to them, and this is the story of a couple of characters and their families. And I'm sorry if you hear my dog snoring in the background, but what she said about this was one of my all-time favorites. Oh, whoops. I love this book. Sorry, that's from a different quote. We'll get to that. I love this book. It was such a page turner for me and so imaginative at the time. So I'm looking forward to a reread of that. The next book is Lost Horizon by James Hilton, and I know nothing about this other than it has to do with Shangri-La. And this is the one where she says, one of my all-time favorites featuring Shangri-La. Again, you can tell who's a romantic. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the very last book that I found that she said that she loved was by Robert Nathan, Portrait of Jennie. Look how pretty that cover is. I love the cover of this book. I know nothing about it. The front says perfection, exquisite, and brilliant. What Betty White said about this was, I've read this one about 6 times. It's absolutely haunting. So I'm really looking forward to this. This will probably be the final book I read that's recommended by Betty White because I'm so intrigued about it and the cover and everything. So I'm really looking forward to reading these in the month of February, and I hope some of these you might be interested in too. Thanks for watching.